Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is March 20th, and you know what that means. It's payday. Yes. Um, all kidding aside, I just wanted to do a good morning message to you. What I'd like you to picture is I'd like you to picture me picking up the stool that I have in my classroom and setting it in the middle of the floor. And again, just talking at you for a couple of minutes. Um, I know it's day three of this kind of nebulous time right now, and teachers are working to do what we need to do to make sure that if this um, shelter in place continues, we're going to, oh, shelter in place. I just realized in the future, when I talk about the shelter in place drill, I've got a really good example to use with this situation that we're in right now. Um, but I just want to talk about what these 8 days that we have in between here are supposed to look like. And I've mentioned it before, but just I think about this and I process and I reflect and how can I help bring this home to you as you're sitting at home and maybe you're sleeping in, maybe you're on your phone all the time, maybe you're binge watching the latest whatever I'm too old to understand show on Netflix. And so as you think about these days, I want you to think about what can you accomplish. So it's 6:46. I've already got my cardio done. I've showered. I've put on regular clothes. I'm not in my pajamas. I've got my coffee. I've got a plan for what I'm going to do today to make sure I get everything accomplished that I need to get accomplished. And just to show you that you are not alone in having to focus and work during these 8 days. Um, I too have to show what I'm doing during this time to get ready in case this school closure goes longer. So I'm just going to minimize my screen or my picture for just a second. And I just want to show you, I have this form right here, Osseo Middle School Daily Log for Licensed Staff. I have to fill out this Google form so that I can prove that I'm doing my work and this is not a vacation. This is not time that I'm taking off. I'm not just sitting and knitting and making my Darth Tater TikToks. I'm doing things to make sure that your learning continues. So when you look in Schoology and I give you this one day at a time document to work on, and I ask you to fill this out, I'm required to do this. I need to do something like this activity in order to show my bosses that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I just want you to understand that it's not just you who should be thinking about how this work is done. And I also want you to think about it this way. So the question I always get, Mrs. Campia, why do we have to annotate? Mrs. Campia, why do we have to write this? Mrs. Campia, why do we have to analyze poetry? This is it right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is your time to learn things that you want to learn, and this is your time to figure out what real life can be like. Okay, you need to manage your time. You need to organize your life, your work space, all of those pieces, so that when you become a ninth grader, you're going to know how to do this. When you're a 10th grader, 11th grader, 12th grader, when you're at whatever post-secondary school you're planning on doing and then getting into a career, this is your prep. Real life writing, how to write an email so that you can be understood. You can have someone respond to you and get your needs met. How to, like I said, organize your time. How do you set up everything that you need? How do you get to be a professional, get to be an adult. This is the time to be doing that, and start just practicing that. Find a way to consciously do your organization, do your time management. And even if you don't want to do IXL, Newsela, um, you know, those kinds of activities, this is the time for you to, okay, I have to do it. I'm doing it at this time. And then you move on to the next thing. Because, you know, we're going to be here for 8 days, and it's not a break. I don't know about you, but this to me does not feel like winter break. This does not feel like summer vacation. This has a different feel for me, and part of that helps me to see that I need to do things a little bit differently. I need to focus a little bit differently, and it's the time where I'm not worried about how are you guys going to do on the MCA test, because I don't know if the MCA test is going to happen or not. Um, I, how do I do my work remotely? And how can you do your work remotely? I just want you to think about that as you're, doing some of these activities, and notice how real world some of the things that we're asking you to do are. So, okay, I'm standing up now. The stool has been put away, and I'm just going to do a real quick closing here. I will be reading First Chapter Friday this morning at 9 o'clock. I will be emailing out and using Remind to send out the link to the Google Meet. I do ask that if you join us while I'm reading live, that you have your microphone muted. Just come on into the space, and then when I'm done reading, I will open it up for questions, conversation, however we want to do this. But I'm looking forward to carrying on that idea of First Chapter Friday. I'll see you later. And remember, no shenaniganing, perpetrating evil, wreaking havoc, or purveying mayhem, and don't forget to come back.